It's the JT Cho Show!
Oh my.
Bang bang.
Thank you.
Quiet on set.
Let's adjust the lighting because it's lower, so we don't need that.
That window's glaring a lot, but
Yeah, let me fix that before we start.
yeah. Much better.
Much better.
All right.
All right, now that we got the studio set, very sober. Just for the fun of it.
Extremely.
Part of my 1-2 resets of the year, where you just go sober for a while.
Yeah.
So live life normally.
Everyone needs a little reset every now and then.
Yeah. Today's March 22nd, if you're joining us. Whose birthday do you have today?
I got fucking good old Davey Portnoy.
Dave Portnoy's birthday is today.
Yeah, he's 47 years old today.
It's probably the best one.
It's a pretty good one, right?
Yeah. Mine is... I didn't look at how old he was. He is 35 years old today. A couple years older than I am, and he is retired. J.J. Watt's birthday is today.
I saw that on there.
So,
It's also Reese Witherspoon's birthday.
Yeah, poor Reese. We did the. It looks like we did. Get the fuck out of there, Cora. It looks like we did the. What do you call it? The rom-com draft on the wrong birthday.
I know we did.
Because
we did.
Reese would have been a fantastic one for it. But if you caught last week's episode, we did that. We got some logos added up. It's March Madness.
It is March Madness. I don't really know jack shit about it because I never really follow college hoops. But I do know that kid from fucking Michigan is just tearing it up right now.
Yeah, so...
They knocked out, what, number 1 Kentucky or number 3 Kentucky?
Number 3 Kentucky, John Galecki. So he's from Wisconsin. Played at Hillsdale College, which is like I think it's a D2 program, D1 football program. I don't know if it's a D1 basketball program, but it might be. Then he transferred to Oakland Grizzlies. He dribbled 4 times last night. And scored 32 points.
Nice. This is some Klay Thompson numbers.
Just straight yakking heat check after heat check.
I saw a bunch of them, dude. Some of them were fucking deep, too. And some of them were like, the form wasn't really there. And he just fucking tossed it up and it went in.
Yacked them all up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said about his team today, he said, during his press conference, he said, we're not a Cinderella team because when we play well, we're as good as everybody else. People are saying, like, wow, all these NBA players for Kentucky who are going to go on to the NBA just lost to a bunch of accountants. Galecki's favorite insult was from Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
Said he was the cracker of the day.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. It was on McAfee's podcast, right? Yeah. Yeah. And McAfee was like, yeah, our boys are looking up right now.
Yeah, so March Madness, usually... When Michigan's more competitive, I'm well more versed in the college basketball world. This year, I probably watched the least amount of college basketball that I have in the last 10 years.
Oh, wow.
Just because we've been fucking god-awful. So when Michigan's awful, I just don't really pay attention to basketball.
That's kind of how I am with most sports, except for football. I'll always pay attention to football. But, like, baseball, I'm an A's fan, so not really much to watch there.
Yeah, I mean, even when the Tigers are doing well, I mean, that's like 4 hours to watch a baseball game.
Yeah, and they're not bad. I definitely want to go to more baseball games this year, just because when we went last time, it was like a fun, quick kind of thing. Like, we did that one lap, and all of a sudden it was the 7th inning. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, the Miami Marlins just came out with an all-you-can-eat seat pass.
Ooh.
For their baseball park. So,
nice.
I mean, I hope more baseball stadiums to fill seats kind of tailor their... I don't know why more football stadiums don't tailor the way that the Falcons do, having cheap food. I mean...
Yeah, they have... So there's, like, different packages you can buy. So, like, I know specifically for the Browns, because Scotty's been telling me, he got the all-you-can-eat season passes. So, like, when you go to the game with Scotty, you can just down as many dogs as you want.
I don't need as many dogs as I want.
Beers aren't included, but well, like whatever food they have in their VIP section. It's not just dogs. They have like burgers and chicken sandwiches and shit. But you can just go like fill your face. So like our goal for the first game I go with him, he was thinking about. He was being funny about it because he wants to bring his mom to the Chiefs game, and then he wants to sell the next week's to like recoup the value of it. And I was like, dude, you should just sell the Chiefs game tickets because those are going to be the most expensive tickets all year.
Yeah.
And then just go to the next one.
Yeah.
Like, just go to, like, the division games. You know, go to the Cincy game. Go to the fucking Ravens game. Go to the, go to those ones. Sell the Chiefs tickets. Fuck them. Like,
yeah.
Like, you should just look at, like, the marquee matchups. But, yeah, so this year, I think the Browns play the Packers.
Either this year or 2025.
I can't remember what year it is. But, anyways, when that happens, me and you are going to roll with them down to...
Cleveland.
Down to Cleveland and get there like 2 hours early so we can just stuff our faces in the VIP section.
Yeah, the relating back to March Madness, the 4 number 1 seeds were UConn, Houston, Purdue, and North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Out of those 4 teams, probably UConn's the strongest. They gave Purdue the 3rd overall. They gave Houston the 2nd overall, but Houston doesn't have very good defense. So
okay.
I think out of all the number 1 teams this year, I think Houston loses before North Carolina, UConn, and Purdue. The big man for Purdue, I can't remember what his name is, but he's like 7 feet tall, and he's been playing for a long time for Purdue. He's going to have to take them as far as they can go.
Yeah.
So as long as he's doing good, Purdue's going to be unstoppable. But if you can shut him...
You made a bracket, right? Is it already busted?
No, it's not busted. I think my total overall points, they score it weird. I did pick Purdue to win it all.
Yeah.
I like picking Big Ten teams.
I remember you telling me you picked Purdue, but obviously you don't have a perfect bracket right now, right?
Nobody has a perfect bracket.
Oh, they're all busted
They're
then?
all busted.
That's crazy.
Yep, they're all busted. Big bust was the Oakland Grizzlies beating UK.
Nobody had them losing.
I think after Oakland beat UK, there was 0.00472% perfect brackets in the world.
Dude, that's crazy.
So I mean, like
they just fucked up all the bets.
Yeah, I mean it's tough to call upsets.
Yeah, I don't know much about it. I made a bracket one year, and I picked Oregon to win it all. And it was the year that we were in Qatar. And the only reason I made a bracket is because someone was passing them out at the Fox or something like that.
Right.
And so I made a bracket, and I picked Oregon to win it all. And the only reason why was because that one kid, Ford, was an Oregon fan. And he's like, I think Oregon's going to win it all. And then I found out later on that he was an Oregon fan. But Oregon, I think they made like the Final Four or something like that. So it was pretty close.
Yeah, usually I do brackets every year, but we just do them through work.
Gotcha.
Who is it? Shit, I forgot my train of thought for fucking bracketology, but yeah, it's almost harder to pick. Well, it is harder to pick a perfect bracket. It's just as hard to pick 56. What's Lou Gehrig's record? 56.
Oh, something like that. It's like 56 or 57 straight games with a hit or something like that.
So the MLB app, which still exists, where you pick a hitter every day, and if you pick 57 people to get 57 hits in a row, basically, if you pick a person, they get a hit, and you get 57 in a row, then you win $1 million. So just like that competition, it's almost nearly goddamn impossible to do.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's why
I've never tried that one.
That's why Warren, me and Pepper used to do that. And the highest.
What are the rules on that? Are you allowed to pick the same player over and over again?
You can pick the same player every day, and you can double down every day. So you can pick 2 people every day, and then if you're right, then those 2 people get you 2 points for 2 hitters.
That's gnarly, dude.
But the highest I got ever, I think, was 16.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, and it was because I think I picked Cabrera, who was on like a 9-game hit streak. And then I picked
busted, huh?
No, I picked somebody else, and then I picked Cabrera a couple more times, and then I think I lost to a dude who was playing for San Francisco because he was on starting a hot streak, and then he walked twice and got hit. So he never got a hit that game. So fuck him.
That's funny. So Bryson DeChambeau released his yardages, like his stock yardages for his clubs.
Yeah.
So it's like generally speaking, 7-iron for like amateurs, like a 150 club. Mm-hmm. Like that's like general rule of thumb.
Yeah.
What do you think Bryson DeChambeau's 7-iron stock yardage is?
It's probably like 250.
220 on the dot.
Yeah, because I just saw a breakdown chart of pros, good players, less good players and then beginners of
Yeah.
what their distances should
Yeah.
be. And mine are right around the goods.
Yeah.
So I'm super happy with that. But yeah, that's impressive for a 7-iron.
Dude, 220 for a 7-iron's hilarious. He also, the other day, I guess he was practicing with someone, and it was on a par 5, and he was 110 out, and he grabbed a 9, or 210 out, and he grabbed a 9-iron, and he made it on the green.
Wow.
And that's just crazy, and it makes me laugh because I was golfing in California like 4 years ago. It was like right after DeChambeau, put on all that weight and was crushing balls. And I was talking to some guy. He was a hater for sure. But we were like 200 something out. It was like 210 out. And I was like, yeah, this is just a pitching wedge for DeChambeau.
Right.
And he was like, DeChambeau might be able to get 150 with a pitching wedge. There's no way he's touching 200. And now looking back at that guy was just a full-on hater, dude.
I mean, Tiger could hit his pitching 180 easy.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you thin it, like, you can, like, I was just talking about, like, stock yardages, like, not trying to swing through your shoes, hit it thin to get a bunch of extra yardage out of it. Like, if you hit it pure. But, like, I honestly think that if DeChambeau wanted to and he stepped on one and not even hit it thin, just pured it,
Right.
I think he could easily hit 200 with a pitching wedge. I think he could. Because, I mean, his stock with his 7 is 220.
Right.
So, like, I would imagine he's got to be pretty close to, like, 180 stock.
Yeah.
So if he tries to step on one, he could probably get it to roll that far. I don't know. That guy was just being a douche.
It was Matt Fitzpatrick recently who put extra weights in all of his clubs.
Oh, yeah.
To try to get more distance and things like that. It wasn't working out for him, so he took his extra weights out of all of his clubs except for his driver, and he didn't know that, so he had like the worst fucking drives over the past year. The last golfing outing, when he finally realized that he never took the extra weights out of his driver, he had like the best like overall drive percentage, yards off the tee.
Yeah.
So he's been playing with extra weight in his driver for nearly a year, and he couldn't figure out why the fuck he wasn't playing well because all of his other clubs got readjusted, but they never readjusted his driver.
Gotcha.
And it was by like 4 grams. So afterwards, he took 4 grams off his weight. He shot a 65 on Thursday, but he was hitting like the best. I think it was like the most yardage off the tee. It was something I don't know exactly what the golf stat is because I'm not a golf stat expert, but
yeah, neither am I.
I think I'd cry if I realized I was fucking with my driver wrong for a whole year without realizing that I was doing it.
Yeah, that would be devastating. I'd be so upset with myself. So Rory's having a tough year so far as golf's concerned. So far in 2024, his PGA earnings is $798,000. Ted Scott, you know who that is?
Familiar name, but
It's Scotty Scheffler's caddy,
okay.
and in the last 3 weeks, he's made $850,000.
Wow.
So Scotty Scheffler's caddy's made $50,000 more than Rory has this year.
That's wild.
It's pretty impressive, but also Scotty's crushing it. He's in the top 3 in every fucking event he goes to.
Right.
It's fucking insane. Sticking with golf, dude, I saw this was pretty fucking cool. So the Masters is like really well known for like their food and shit. So I guess it started a couple years ago because of COVID, but they're selling like hosting kits, like for like watch parties for the Masters.
That's cool.
And they have like their iconic
Sandwiches.
foods, yeah, like the sandwiches. It doesn't come with the bread or the buns or anything, but so for $100 with free shipping, you get. Serves 4 to 6 people. You get 24 ounces of their pimento cheese spread. You get 6 bags of potato chips, 6 moon pies, 12 Masters branded souvenir cups, 12 Masters branded wax papers, so like the wraps for the sandwiches, 12 Masters branded coasters, and then extra hosting kit materials. So I think you get just like some random like napkins and flags and shit to stick in the sandwiches. But I might do that this year because I think that would be really cool because I've always wanted to try the pimento cheese stuff, and that's what it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, they send you like a little kit, and then there's like another one for like more people that's like $170. It serves like 12 to 15 people. But yeah, it comes with like the packets to make like their lemonade and shit. Like,
That's cool.
I don't know. I might do it. I might fuck around and do it. I might split it with Scotty, just because I think that would be cool way to watch the Masters. Get to sit there and eat a fucking pimento cheese sandwich.
Yeah.
Their prices there are like really fucking affordable too. Like the pimento cheese sandwiches are only like $3.
I just found out too that I always knew that the winner gets to pick the menu. Mm-hmm. I just found out they also have to pay for it.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
Yeah, if you win, you have to pay for because you're hosting the dinner.
Yeah,
so, yeah. But I mean, you make enough at winning that tournament the year before.
You got enough money.
Yeah, you could definitely afford it. But yeah, it's pretty cool when they do that.
Little Caesars.
I can't remember who it was. Someone had like a Big Mac on their thing. I can't remember who it was, but it was like in the early 2000s. But it was like a Big Mac like made at the Masters facility. It wasn't like they ordered McDonald's, you know. So
right.
Like that was just like one of the dishes they had was just like a double burger with the sauce.
Yeah.
But yeah, I always think it's cool. I like looking over the menus they have. I think it's going to be cool this year because John Rahm's doing it. So they're going to have like plantains and shit. Like it's going to be a bunch of Spanish stuff, which is pretty dope. Yeah, it's going to be a pretty cool looking meal. I think when Scotty Scheffler did his, I think it was, or not Scotty, when Tiger Woods did his last one, he had like fajitas and stuff, and John Rahm was like, "Oh, you're stealing my thunder."
That's hilarious.
I got a pretty funny story. You know who Richard Harris is? Mm-hmm. He was the original Dumbledore from the first couple films.
Okay, from 2.
Yeah. So he found a picture of himself like going through his old like photo albums, mm-hmm. and he was like sitting in front of a Rolls Royce, and he's like, "I don't own a Rolls Royce. What the fuck is this?" And so he like made a bunch of calls to like his ex-wives to see if like they had it, like maybe that was part of like their divorce, like they got the car, and they were like, "No, you've never had a Rolls Royce." And so I guess back in the day when he was in his like early 20s, 30s, he had like a decent drinking problem.
Right.
And he was drinking with some other rich dude, and it was in New York, and the rich dude just like gifted him a Rolls Royce.
That's wild.
And so he like drunkenly parked it in a parking structure, and it had been racking up bills over the last like 20, 30 years, whatever it was.
Hilarious.
And it was $400 a month to park there.
Goddamn.
And so he paid it. It was like $95K or whatever to get it out, and now he's got a Rolls Royce. But like he just forgot that he had a Rolls Royce, just chilling.
Well, I mean, his grandchildren probably have a Rolls Royce.
Yeah. Like I just thought it was funny. Like he just had a Rolls Royce and just forgot about it for 30 fucking years. Like that's just insane. Low mileage. That motherfucker hasn't been touched, dude. That thing's showroom ready.
Yeah, probably dusty.
Also, Tobey Maguire's black Spidey suit is being auctioned off right now.
That's
and
wild.
The bid that I saw yesterday was at $5,500, which seems like pretty low for a movie prop like that.
I wonder who's selling it.
I don't know. I didn't look. It's probably the studio or a collector.
Yeah, I wonder where you get those.
I think he'd have to buy them from the studio, right?
Or you just work on set and you steal.
Because there's like I was gonna say, because there's a lot of like props that get stolen and stuff. Because like even what's his name, Ryan Reynolds had to like steal a Deadpool suit so he could.
A lot of them steal. They're like.
Yeah, whatever their favorite thing is.
Yeah.
Because what's his name? Mark Hamill didn't even have his lightsaber until like. It was like 15 years ago. Someone like gifted him his original lightsaber, and he was like, "Oh, sweet," because like the studio kept it.
Yeah. And
he like couldn't take it because it was like the 70s, and they were like real hardcore about not
stealing props.
Yeah, not stealing props. But the Ryan Reynolds thing was pretty cool though, because he stole it so he could do like Make-A-Wish stuff. Mm-hmm. And so like he stole it from the studio, and the studio was mad at him, and then he started posting all the pictures of him with like the dying kids, and they were like, "Hey, you can keep it."
Yeah.
They didn't want to be the bad guy in that situation.
No.
Owen Wilson is gonna be starring in a golf movie.
That's hilarious.
It's gonna be it's a comedy series. So I imagine it like a Tin Cup style thing. So he's supposed to play a washed up golf pro in a new Apple TV comedy series. He's gonna play a guy named Price Cahill, Cahill, who's an ex-pro golfer whose career was derailed 20 years ago after he gets fired from his job and his wife leaves him. Price hedges all his bets on a troubled 17-year-old golf phenom.
How do you spell his last name?
Cahill.
Okay, that's weird.
Yeah. Cahill.
Yeah.
Kill. Yeah, I don't know. But and like the picture they used for it, he looks like a washed-up golf pro.
Yeah.
Like he looks like it. So I imagine it's going to be like a Tin Cup-esque comedy series where he's like, trying to mold a young golfer.
Yeah.
Like being a pro. So I'm definitely going to fucking watch that.
Or he's trying to come back.
Yeah, or he makes a comeback, which I could see that being a thing too. Like maybe at the end of the first season, he like detaches from the kid and the kid's like, dude, you fucked me. Now you're taking my spot on the tour. I could see something like that happening.
Yeah.
But it'll be pretty cool to watch. I love
or his like grandma
golf content.
Loses her house to the government.
Yeah. Oh, and then now he has to play.
Yeah. He has to get his
and
act
Ben
together.
Stiller's being a dick.
Yeah. That'd be hilarious.
That would be really funny.
Hopefully they get some big name celebrities.
I hope so. I mean, it's Owen Wilson.
I just finished the HBO series based off the Stephen King novel, The Outsider. Overall, out of 10, I give it like a 7.2. I was hoping there would be more Jason Bateman in it. That's why I watched it, because I kept seeing Jason Bateman clips on TikTok about the show, and I was like, oh shit, I love Jason Bateman.
I hate when you see like a really cool clip of a movie or a TV show on TikTok, and then you find out what it is and realize it got like a 3 out of 50.
And it was just the one.
And it was just the one good scene out of the whole thing. There was one. It was like I think it's called The Sandman. Or something like that. And there's a clip of it's this fucking strange looking guy. He's like death pretty much, and he's hanging out in a bar, and he talks to one of the random humans, and the human's like, yeah, I want to live forever. He goes, oh, you want to live forever, huh? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, all right, meet me back here at this same bar in 100 years, and we'll talk about your life, see if you want to keep living it. And he goes, oh yeah, okay. And then he's like immortal, so 100 years later he meets back up with Death, and he's like, yeah, man, I want to do all this other cool stuff. And Death's like, oh, so you still want to keep living? He goes, yeah, man, this is sick. So that was like one episode in this really shitty series, and it was called The Sandman.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know, that one episode looked really cool because like at one point he was like broke as shit and like couldn't do anything and was like bumming bread, and he was like, can I please eat this food now that we're done talking about my life? He goes, yeah. And he's like, you're paying for it, right? He's like, yeah, I'll pay for it, dude. And
hilarious.
He eats it and he's like, so are you done living? He goes, no, I want to keep living. I gotta try and get myself out of this. And then he ended up being like he got part of like the slave trade or something. This is back in like the 1800s or 1700s, I guess. I don't know. It's every 100 years. So whenever slave trade was happening, he was like one of the guys that was into it, and he was making a bunch of money. And the death guy was like, "Oh, trading human souls is not a good line of business. I should know." And he's like, "Dude, everyone's doing it. Why wouldn't I?" And he's like, "Just because everyone's doing it doesn't make it right."
Right.
It's like, okay, yeah, that's the conversations they were having back in the 1700s.
Yeah, they were woke.
Everyone was like, "You shouldn't be doing that."
Yeah, that's hilarious.
That conversation never happened.
No, unfortunately.
But yeah, I hate when that happens, and then you go look at it, and it's just a piece of shit TV show that didn't do all that great.
And it's one good scene.
Yeah, the one good scene, and it's already ruined now because you've seen it.
That's why I made it on TikTok.
Yep, that's why I made it on TikTok. There's been a couple of them that I actually enjoyed, because like I found out about Ted Lasso off of one TikTok thing, and I ended up catching it. It was only like 3 episodes. Or no, the whole first season was out, and there was only 2 episodes of the second season, so I ended up getting to like binge most of it. Ted Lasso's fucking fantastic. I guess they're bringing it back, but Ted Lasso's not going to be in it anymore. It's going to be like his assistant coach is going to be running the team now, but all the rest of the actors are coming back, just not Ted.
Yeah.
Because they tied it off really nice at the end of it, and if he came back, it would just be like a fan service thing to come back.
Right. Like maybe for an episode.
Yeah, I could see him coming in and like coming to like one of the soccer games or something.
Right.
But
for TV series, you've been binging your One Piece, about 5 episodes a day.
Yeah, I'm on. I can just tell you what episode I'm on. I'm on 860 something. I think 863. So like Sanji just fucked up Oven a little bit, and Chifton's dad I think just got K'd, and she didn't know who he was, but like her kid knew who he was somehow with the little cigar binky that he's got, and Luffy's fighting the Mochi guy or whatever, and his powers are like still weird to me. Like I don't really understand him. Like he can mirror all of Luffy's moves, but then like he also sees the future. So like they haven't explained his fucking shit to me in full. Like I know that he can see into the future to like a certain extent.
So you know how in Skypiea where old Lightning Boy could predict your moves, and then so essentially he's got the same kind of hockey.
Gotcha. So it's his hockey being able to do that. Okay.
Yeah. So his power is the Moki.
Yeah.
So the reason why it mirrors is because like he can turn into that substance, and then he can put the hardening the ardent on it. Yeah. So essentially everything he like at the point where you're at, he's like, oh, all the moves that you can do because you're made out of rubber. I can do the same shit.
Gotcha. And he sees them before they come, so that's how he's able to copy them.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
So he's got stronger hockey. But for people who are all caught up, I don't know when the break's going to take effect, which it's going to just probably make me cry.
Give me more time to catch up.
But they usually take here's a week break. It sucks when it happens. But Oda, for writing and releasing, he's taking a 3-week break. He released a press conference piece for the One Piece fans. So basically, Oda wrote. Let me. So it's not about his health, but it is about the passing of the creator of Dragon Ball Z. And basically, here it is. So basically, he wants to take time to reflect on what the treasure of One Piece is, like as a whole series. He wants to check up on his health. He says he's very busy. He, with the death of the Dragon Ball Z creator, he just wants to take some time off. Good for the animators, good for the creators, but it's just some self-maintenance that he said, and he'll get back after those 3 weeks. So it's going to be sad if at one point where there's not going to be another new One Piece for a month almost, which I'm not looking forward to. But Oda, take your time, don't die, get your health check.
Yeah, get healthy and keep coming out with that great fucking content. It's really good. I have trouble binging it so much because I get burnt out on it. Because when Travi was here, me and him watched 20 episodes together, and then I just didn't watch because I was on 840 for a minute, and then the last week I've been binging a bunch. I think I watched 23 episodes in the last week. It's getting better. Luffy's still mid-fight with old boy. He had to regain his hockey, so he stole the little mirror bitch and was hopping through mirrors trying to get away from people. And
yeah,
I mean it's cool. I like One Piece a lot. There's so many moving parts. For me, it's like the Game of Thrones of anime.
Yeah.
There's just so many moving parts everywhere because Frankie and Zoro have just been off doing their own fucking thing for so long. In episodes wise, I haven't seen either one of them in 50 episodes.
Yeah.
They're just off doing their own fucking thing, and then everyone's split up. So for a little bit, it was Brooks and Chopper were split up doing their own thing on the little shark thing.
Yeah, because it's not the whole crew.
It's not the whole crew. It's I think they're only missing Chopper and Zoro. Or not Chopper, Zoro and Frankie as of right now.
Yeah.
But, and then Law's nowhere to be seen, but I think they just went their separate ways. I'm sure he'll come back at some point, but...
Yeah.
What's his name? Jinbei is part of the crew now. And it's kind of cool to have him because now he can, steer the ship and he knows, the tides and shit. He, knows the water better than anybody, and then they have Nami for the navigator, and...
I always thought that was funny, that... Frankie built the ship and he was just driving it, and then they're like, "Oh, we're gonna pick up Jinbei," and he's the best helmsman ever.
Yeah, he's the guy now. But now they have the best maintenance guy, the best driver, the best navigator, if you want to call her the best navigator.
Right.
Arguably the best swordsman. I think he'll eventually beat Hawkeye. I don't know if that's happened yet where you're at, but I can see a point in time in which they fight and maybe do a stalemate, and he recognizes him as being at the same level or something because he trained with him for however long, and they still haven't really, you don't really see too much of that training.
No,
you just know he went through some shit for it, fighting all those motherfuckers. It was the fucking the big baboons with swords. Yeah,
those guys who whatever battle they survive, they take those techniques and learn them and they get stronger. I'm like, what kind of fucking army is that?
That'd be an insane army.
I would not let them live.
As long as one of them lives, they just get stronger and stronger and stronger.
They just hey, now they saw the 3 sword technique, and now we're gonna start using fucking 3 swords like this motherfucker.
Yeah. That's giant baboons with 3.
It's kind of like
fucking Hawkeye swords.
It's kind of the same plot like Dragon Ball Super. They make Goku black. And whatever battle he experiences, if you fight him in Super Saiyan 1, then he's like, oh, well, I've learned that.
Yeah.
And so, the whole time, he just keeps getting stronger after every battle.
Some copycat shit, some Kakashi shit.
Yeah. Speaking of, I saw a Naruto thing, too. So they were arguing, whenever you think of the best sensei in Naruto, or the best teacher, disciple, pupil, who do you think of?
I mean, Jiraiya.
So
Jiraiya Naruto, I'd say.
So the argument was that Orochimaru was actually a better mentor because Sasuke. Because when Naruto first fights Sasuke in the series, he's fucking nowhere near his level at all. And he doesn't really actually get super fucking stronger until he actually trains with Kakashi before the fight where he fights the Akatsuki and then uses his Rasen Shuriken.
Yeah.
So they're saying that whatever Orochimaru's hellbent training was because he was trying to get Sasuke's body up to a certain point so he could take over it.
I mean, I guess if you're going off of like pure like power levels gained, I guess it's not really Jiraiya, but I feel like Jiraiya was better mentally than anyone else.
Yeah.
Like, getting him in the mindset of getting stronger. Because, I mean, Naruto was like a shithead little kid when Jiraiya had him.
Yeah.
Like, he was like, what, 10, 11, 12, whatever the fuck he was?
He was... so the original Naruto,
like,
he was
like
12 or 13.
At the end of it, right?
And that he was... I think it's his 16th birthday or his 18th birthday when the series ends.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like,
well, anyways, Jiraiya had him when he was a shithead little kid and didn't really know anything. So that's like the equivalent of like training a 12-year-old football player as opposed to like a 17-year-old football player. Like the 17-year-old's going to pay more attention and be a little more matured.
Yeah, I think the show starts out he's 12, and then they do the 3-year time skip, and then he's 16 by that point, and then by the time the war's over, it's like his 18th birthday.
Yeah. Because it was his birthday. Because his parents were like, "Oh, happy birthday!" That's right.
Yeah, and then he's like, "See ya."
Yeah.
The last anime thing I have is Saudi Arabia is building a 500,000 square foot Dragon Ball Z theme park.
Oh, that's cool.
They're gonna have a 70-meter high Shenron, the dragon. They're gonna have with a ride that goes in it. They're gonna have Kami House. They're gonna have Beerus' Island. A ton of food and attractions. But I mean, I'm about to go back to the Middle East.
Nice.
Because
that'd be a fun trip.
Definitely
go to Dragon Ball Z World.
Yeah, I mean the one in Japan they have Naruto World, and then you can get Ichiraku ramen.
Yeah, I've seen that.
You can do like scavenger hunts and things like that. But Saudi Arabia, I mean, like
it's like a Hidden Leaf Village, right? Isn't that what it is?
Yeah, essentially, yeah. And then people knock the Middle East just based on what they see in the news, but if you go to the big cities with all the money, it's some of the nicest places you can go around.
It's pretty impressive to me because like rolling around Afghanistan was pretty funny because like the location I was at was just kind of like, it was Kandahar, so it was like the middle of a fucking war zone. So like all the locals were like living in like mud huts and shit. Mm-hmm. And then you go like, a couple countries over, which isn't very big. It's like going a couple states over. It's like the equivalent from going from like California to Washington.
Yeah.
And you go over to like Dubai and shit, and they got like gold-plated Bugattis and shit. Like it's kind of funny to see like the difference because like even when I was in Kuwait, we got to go off like where we were at was like the middle of nowhere where the airstrip was and like the sand's covering all the fucking roads and shit, and then you get into the city and there's just all these supercars just like chilling, and some of them are on the side of the road because like it's cheaper for them to just buy a new one than it is to have a tow person come out in the middle of the desert and tow their fucking supercar,
right? Which
is just insane to me. Yeah, the Middle East is an interesting fucking place. Let there be light.
It's Aaron.
Hey, man.
What up?
How was work?
It was good.
Yeah?
Is this how it was?
Yeah.
I can put it back if you... Just for the window glare.
Sure. Yeah, that should work.
Never mind. He almost had it.
Yeah, dude, we get all that snow, and I was like, damn, dude, that sucks.
Yeah, a lot of glare coming through the windows because of that snow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have to shovel as much now, so I just got to drive to the border.
You guys got a lot more snow than we did where we're at.
Yeah.
Like, our yard is still like green grass. Yeah.
Yeah, I called my parents and they're in Toledo. They're like, nah, not really. And I was like, we're getting hammered.
Damn, that's crazy. Yeah, you guys got so much more snow than we did. Because you texted me, you're like, it was only supposed to be an inch. We got way more. And I looked outside. I was like, I don't even think we got an inch.
Right. It's crazy how short of a distance.
It's just a 20-minute drive, and it's completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild.
Pretty crazy. For football, I saw this was kind of interesting. So from the 2021 draft and the 2022 draft, there's only 2 starting quarterbacks.
Trevor Lawrence and no longer him. I don't know who the other one would be. Herbert's a little older, isn't he?
Yeah, he's older.
Yeah, so I don't know who the second one would be.
The
Is it
complete opposite end of the draft.
Brock Purdy?
Brock Purdy.
Hilarious.
So Brock Purdy and Trevor Lawrence are the only 2. So there were 19 quarterbacks taken in those 2 drafts, and those are the only 2 guys left standing.
And
all the other guys are being backups.
And Brock Purdy was the starter, unless they could have got Tom Brady, which is crazy to hear.
They could have, dude. I think they could have. I don't know. I would have liked to have seen Tom play for like his team that he loved watching growing up, because that's kind of the dream, I would guess. Because like even like imagine you're like an Aaron Donald, and you grew up like a Browns fan or something.
Yeah.
I always thought that the Kelsey brothers were going to meet up in the Browns. Like I always thought they were going to play together for the Browns because they both grew up like right outside of Cleveland or whatever.
Yeah.
I just thought that would have been a cool thing for them to do. But like also if you're Travis Kelsey, why the fuck would you ever leave Pat Mahomes?
Right.
Like it just makes way more career sense.
For a quarterback that hardly played last year.
Yeah, like why would you trade that in?
And
Arguably the greatest quarterback of all time throwing to you, arguably the greatest tight end of all time. Like why the fuck would you do that and then go to like Deshaun Watson?
That's why it's cool for people like the defense kid from Michigan who plays for Detroit.
Yeah, Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah, I grew up right down the road.
Yeah, that's a great story. He's tearing it up too, and now he's like turning the team around, and like because he was like the initial draft pick that like started this whole like turn of the tides for Detroit. Like now they're like ever since they picked him up, it's just been trending upward.
Right.
Like they haven't really had like an off year since then. So I would say that was a pretty great fucking pick.
Right.
I saw a thing. I think you talked about it the other day. It was Max Crosby talking if there was like because he doesn't want to leave Oakland or he doesn't want to leave Vegas or whatever. He wants to stay with the Raiders. But they were like if the Raiders are off the table and you had to go play somewhere else, where would you want to play? And he was like, I want Detroit.
Yeah.
Like that would be where I'd want to go.
Yeah.
And that would be a crazy fucking D-line.
Yeah, you can. I mean, when its contract breaks, you could see it.
You could. I don't know if he's going to. I think he likes the Raiders because he just looks like a Raider.
Yeah.
Like the tenacious ass fucking white boy with a bunch of tattoos, the gold chains, and now he's in Vegas with the Raiders. Like
little
little boy, little ass boy.
Little ass boy.
That was my favorite too. Gardner mentioned he's like, well, he's a big ass boy, and I'm happy to be playing with him.
Yeah, he's great when he's your teammate.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really think I have anything else.
I don't either. I mean, we don't always have to do a huge podcast.
Yeah, we can bullshit about the games we've been playing.
Yeah, so there are games coming out. What's the Met game? What's that farm game that we just
yeah. It's, oh man, now I can't remember what it's called, dude.
I've been binging some Baldur's Gate.
How's that going? What do you give it out of 10 right now?
Probably like an 8.8.
8.8? That's pretty high.
I use F5 a lot, which is the save button. I actually have an F5 hotkey on my Stream Deck.
Just save.
Yeah. So the reason why I had that is because when me and Gary were couch gaming, we brought the Stream Deck between us, so we didn't have to get up and hit the keyboard every time. The only thing that pisses me off is sometimes I'll play through something and like my characters take way too much damage for me to be comfortable with, just because like, oh, I didn't know this was going to trigger all these events to happen. So at one point I had to fight this hag. I just beat this because right now where I'm at in the game is I need to find more quest lines because everything that I'm doing is too hard for me. There's a mountain pass to go through, and I went through it, and then the game said, hey, you're gonna get your fucking ass kicked if you go through this. And I said, oh, cool, don't go through it. So I found an old hag, and I was like, oh, she's only got 7 hit points. Used my sneak guy, walked up, stabbed her. I was like, she's gonna die, and then she turns into like 150 hit point hag. So there's these mountain trolls that I called in to be like, oh hey, these dudes are fucking beast.
Yeah,
but they ended up killing they ended up killing the person that I was supposed to save, but I killed the hag. So
Nice.
I was just like, whatever.
Win some, you lose some.
Yep. So overall, like, it's definitely a huge learning curve. It's definitely, I do suggest it if you ever kind of like wanted to dabble in Dungeons and Dragons, because it's,
As soon as I get my hands on like a viable PC, I'm gonna be on it.
yeah, definitely, because I think, again, I'll go from, because right now I'm a druid. I can turn into spiders, wolves, a spider, wolf, kitty cat, which is hilarious, because what pisses me off is, like, I remember playing one instant where we had to fight fucking hundreds of people because we crossed the line. I was like, I'm going to turn into a cat because it says it distracts people, and everyone was like, look at the cat, and then everybody else went through and did whatever they needed to, and it pissed me off because I was just like, that was so much harder the first time. But I think if I do it again, I'll straight up make like a huge barbarian, just because, like, I just want someone to beat the shit out of people. But the thing there's a setting to where you can just, it's random every time, or the computer generates cold and hot streaks.
Okay.
And I've literally had fights where I've had to restart because my first 8 hits miss. Like miss,
that's
miss, and I'm like, what the fuck do I need to do to hit these people?
Yeah.
And it pisses me off.
That'd be cool if you can like input your own dice rolls into it. Like you have a dice in front of you that's like connected to the game somehow, like an electronic
You
die.
get like a
and
Neuralink
you
in
like
your head, and
you roll it, and
you're
then
looking
like
at the dice.
yeah, something.
I saw the guy playing chess with the Neuralink.
Oh, the paralyzed dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that freaks me the fuck out.
It's pretty fucking crazy. He was like playing video games and stuff with like his mind.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty fucking
Like the
nuts.
cursor on the screen was him up here, and I'm like, I'm never gonna get one, dude. This scares the fuck out of me.
I might eventually, like in like 20, 30 years, if it's just like a normal thing and everyone has it. Like I'm not going to be the guy that's like, nope, not going to do it. Like I'm not going to be Taylor the early years of TikTok. Like
I'm gonna be that guy.
you always are.
Market B.
You always are.
Yeah.
You're going to lose all the arguments against me, and then you're like, fuck it, give it to me.
Already pulled the Google argument. I'm already looking it up on Google. You're wrong.
Yeah, so that new game is called Lightyear Frontier. Start your interstellar homestead in this peaceful open-world farming adventure. You build a sustainable exo farm, grow alien crops, customize your mech, and explore a new world full of mystery with up to 3 friends.
Okay.
So
That's a weird number to agree upon. Not
yeah,
4.
it's interesting.
With the new Stardew updates, you can do 8 people on PC.
I saw that.
That's wild.
That's crazy. Imagine how efficient your fucking farms are going to be with 8 people.
They have, what is it? With the new updates, they added a map to Ginger Island, which they never had.
Ooh.
So you get your overhead map. The positions on the map are real time now. So wherever
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. So it's not going to be like a tick, like just in the middle of the thing. Like it'll show it like moving.
any gender can wear any clothes.
God.
It was restricted. There's all
the
the
only reason I wasn't playing the
all the
game.
NPCs have winter clothes.
Yeah, I saw that they introduced new winter clothes.
And then a couple of cool ones where they added some festivals. They added
New events, new community events.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, as much as I just want to hop back on the old one and play through a year, we'll just have to wait till we start from scratch over again.
Yeah, I think so too, because we don't get the updates anyways on console yet.
I don't think so. No.
It's only on PC for right now.
Yeah.
So we'll probably get them within the next few months, but at the same time, I'll just wait until I get a PC. So realistically, my PC only needs to run like Baldur's Gate and shit, like fucking,
Yeah.
all those weird games that we want to play on PC with like the mods. Because I definitely still want to do like a weed farm,
Yeah.
because I just think that would be hilarious.
Yeah. And then we're getting the gaming. Hopefully by the middle of April is my prediction for us getting everything dropped to the basement.
Nice, yeah, that'll be fun. It's looking really good. You guys got a little sneak preview last week with it. It's gonna be fun. I like the couch setup. I think as soon as we get like a little table out there and some cool posters on the wall and shit,
Yeah.
maybe I'll donate my Rick and Morty flag. We can just have that up in there.
Yeah, we'll definitely have sides to decorate.
Yeah, I think we should, especially since it's going to be in that corner too. I think that'd be fun. We should throw up like a California flag on one side, Michigan flag on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be cool. It'll be a nice little setup.
Yeah.
Maybe
definitely.
get some new the lapel mics that they have. They got those on Amazon for like $20 for a 3-pack.
Yeah, it'll
And-
be too easy.
Yeah, and then we could even use those for like golf content too.
Yeah.
and that'll make everything easier.
I just realized with the drone too, because everyone's like, "Oh, there's no audio," and I was like, "Why would there be audio? All you hear is shh."
Yeah,
it's been turned off,
oh,
so you
there
can
is.
so you can turn on audio. I just
Interesting.
learned that, so
Interesting.
pretty pumped to see what that sounds like. But definitely gonna get some new golf content. I think one of the shots we should shoot a par 3 with a bottle of Osos.
Oh yeah.
But they're like, oh my god, is it in the hole? And then like you reach in the hole and then do like a weird zoom in and then you just pull out.
Pull out the
Way
bottle
better
of
than a hole in
Osos.
one.
This is way better than a hole in one.
Yeah.
Then we just start pouring shots on the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if we don't get the bottle from them, I think we should just get like a bottle of like Kirkland vodka and then just put like a piece of paper
You can
over
order
it, like
you,
tape it and just says
for,
Osos.
For $31 you can order a single bottle online.
I'd be down to go halves with you.
Yeah.
I'd be down.
Right next paycheck.
Yeah, I'm super down for that. And then the next like decent fucking golf day, we'll just go out there and film something cool.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll take my shirt off for it.
Hilarious.
That'll get the people going.
Yeah. It always does for Bert.
It always does. He always gets a big pop for it.
Other games were Platinum in NHL 3s.
Platinum 1 in 3's Eliminator, which is pretty cool. That's the highest rank we've ever been. I guess we snuck into Elite for one game and then we lost, so it dropped us back down because we were only like 200 off.
Yeah.
So we got to be pretty close to it right now because we won a decent amount of games last night.
Yeah.
I played a little bit of the show yesterday when I was streaming a little bit, and I was like, at first I was trying to do like the timing thing with like the stick trying to hit because that's how I did it last time, and I was hitting pretty well. Mm-hmm. But I was like 1 for 10 my first like 3 games, and I was like, all right, I got to change this. So I switched it to the buttons, and then the next like 4 games I was like 2 for 9. So I'm just not good at hitting.
Right.
I should have just made like a pitcher or something.
That's what I like to make.
But I made a shortstop that's a power hitter, and he's like not very fast, which is annoying.
Or you just make a fat first baseman who's a power hitter.
Yeah, I thought about making a catcher because I thought that would be pretty cool. Just make him a power hitter and then give him just like a rocket arm so no one could steal on me.
Mike Piazza.
Yeah, that'd be pretty fun.
Who was the dude for the Cardinals all those years?
There was Javier Molina.
That's one of them.
Javier Molina, and then there was the guy for San Francisco who was pretty good, the white dude.
Oh, yeah.
Can't remember his fucking name either. But he was like their main guy for a while.
I'm trying to think of what his name is.
War number 8, I think. Or no, that was Yogi Berra.
It wasn't
What am I
Tom
doing?
Murphy, was it?
No.
No.
It's kind of a cool name.
Buster Posey?
Buster Posey. There it
Buster
was.
Posey,
Yeah.
yeah.
I knew it was a cool name.
Yeah.
Yeah, Buster Posey was a beast. But I think it would be fun, and I think one of these nights when we're gaming, we should do like an all sports night, and we should do them where we play against each other in like all the major sports. Mm-hmm. So I think that'd be kind of fun. Like we'll do like a 2K, we'll do a MLB The Show, we'll do a Madden, and then we'll do an NHL, and then if we need a tiebreaker, we'll add like golf in there or something.
Like the old golf.
Yeah.
2K23. Someone just built a Call of Duty map on 2K23.
I saw that.
So all the courses are all the big maps that you played, and I thought I hope that game goes on Game Pass.
They did that on for Rocket League. If you go on PC, you can like actually play it too. They did Rust, and the goals for Rocket League, like they have the full Rust building, and then behind you is the goal, and it's the piping.
Right.
So they just put the piping on the edge, like the back corner of the map where you spawn. And then on the other side, there's another pipe. So to like score a goal, you have to hit the ball into that pipe.
Right.
But like you can't just shoot it straight across. You have to go like around the buildings and like up and over the shit. Like it's the full map.
That's cool.
It's just Rocket League.
Yeah.
And I thought that clip was pretty fucking funny.
Yeah, I saw a clip of a golfer, and it's a par 3, but there's giant oak trees in the way, so you have to shoot around, and there's a gap in the trees about this big. And he goes,
yeah.
"Where are you going?" He's like, "Right through the gap." And he's like, "No way!" And then he hit it right through onto the green. And I was just like, "Oh my god, dude! I'd be so mad."
That's pretty funny. I've seen some. I've been watching a lot of golf videos recently, and Scotty Scheffler's just fucking on it.
He's on a bender.
He's fucking on it. Do you see the one dude who lipped out that putt to force a playoff?
And then the putt was like 60% of the way in, and then
Yeah.
and the announcers were like, "I don't."
And it was like a 40-foot putt or something ridiculous, and he nailed it, and it went down and then out. And then he double pumped because he was gonna celebrate. He did it once, and then it lipped around, and then he went to go do it again, and it lipped out, and he goes, "Oh!" and he turns around, and he couldn't believe it.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Those putts gotta fall, dude.
Yeah,
that's insane.
I blame the ball.
A little too much pace on it.
Yeah,
it's a little too much pace on it from
60,
45 feet out.
60% of the way in.
60% in.
What was it? That's like when the basketball does the double rim around and still comes out. And you're
oh
like,
yeah,
bro, what are you doing?
I hate the double rims, dude. I was never a fan of those. That you got to shoot perfect.
Yeah,
you can't check off the rims at all.
It's like that one guy who shoots from the ridiculously small hoops with the ball.
Oh yeah.
The ball barely fits in the hoop.
Yeah, those are pretty cool. I think it's crazy that you can fit 3 full-size basketballs in the hoop at the same time.
I thought it was 2.
It's 3 next to each other.
Okay.
And you can just put them up in, like, you have to squeeze them in, like they don't just like fall down, but like you can fit them in there if you give it a little bit of force.
Okay.
Which is fucking insane to me.
Yeah.
Like, because the rim, it just looks so small when it's like up there, you know. But then like you go under it and look, and you hold the ball up, and there's just so much fucking room.
Right.
It's wild. It's wild. I never really had like that great of a fucking jump shot, anyways. But
right.
Still pretty crazy to see.
Yeah, Rowan at work is like, yeah, we want to do pickup, and I'm like, yes.
Just let me fucking know, dude.
Yeah.
I would like to start going and playing more.
Yeah, we can start going on the weekends.
I would love that.
Like even tomorrow and Sunday, I know they have hours, but not this weekend. But I know I'll get the hours written down.
Yeah, we'll have to look into it
week.
Because I would love to get some fucking
or even like
some
on
fun
a Friday,
cardio in,
or even like on a Friday after work if it's not nice for golf. Just driving over to the college. I mean,
I'd be down even just to like go shoot around for a little bit. Like it would just be a good time.
Yeah.
And if there's people there, I wouldn't mind hopping into a game. It's been a minute since I've played anything, but
right.
I'll be a big body down low now.
Yeah.
I got a little more weight to me than last time I played.
Like me in the beginning of guitar.
Yeah, yeah. I think I can still touch rim though.
I can barely touch it, but I can touch it.
I think I still touch rim. I don't think I'll be able to grab it anymore, but I can probably touch it still.
Right. Gotta get on a jumping program.
Yeah, that air raid program that I was going to try to do, but then I rolled my ankle 4 times in a row playing basketball.
At the plywood.
Yeah, with all the soft spots.
And then after they leave, they redid the floor.
It's so annoying.
I was like, that's so lame.
So annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, those courts were fucking awful.
It was just so bad.
I only rolled my ankle twice on the court. The other like 3 or 4 times I rolled my ankle in that deployment were because like I would jump for a rebound and the little fucking fat motherfuckers that I was playing against wouldn't jump for it and they would just stand underneath me.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, I fucking hate that.
Yeah.
Like if you're not going to go for the rebound, just get the fuck out of the way. If everyone's jumping, just move.
Right.
Like it's a pickup game. Why are you standing underneath me?
Trying to make you fuck up.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a pickup game. Get the fuck out of there.
Right.
You're not going to jump. Get out of the key.
Right.
But yeah, I got real mad at I yelled at Shoemaker one time because I went up for a layup and instead of jumping up with me, he bent over and like it swiped my feet out from underneath me and I missed the shot and I landed on my back and he like handed me the ball when I was on the ground and I fucking fired it back at him and he's like, you need to go sit down. I was like, you need to start jumping.
Right.
And then I went and I like sat down on the thing. He's like, do you even want to be here? I was like, no.
Right.
Like, I want to fucking go home. He's like, all right, go get ready for work. And then he had like a talk with me afterwards telling me about how I need to respect rank during PT. And I'm like, that's...
Ain't no rank on the court?
Yeah, I was like, that is my favorite thing that a major has ever told me is there's no rank on a fucking field or a court or any sporting event. Mm-hmm. I don't have to call you fucking sir.
Yeah.
I can jump over you and call you a little bitch all I want.
And if it's Duckett, you say, ain't no rank on the court, bitch.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my fucking favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, he like pulled me aside. He's like, you need to have more respect on the court. And I was like,
No, you fucked up.
No.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not gonna apologize for you fouling me.
Yeah.
And then me getting mad about it. Like, fuck you. You put me on the ground because you didn't jump. You swiped my feet out from under me.
Right.
Like, fuck you, dude. Like, I could have broken my neck.
100%.
Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, I get it was flight PT, but fuck you, dude. Why'd you duck?
Right.
Who ducks when someone jumps up for a dunk, dude?
Poster rising. Just wants to get his face out of the photo.
I guess, dude. There's no camera crew there, bro.
Right.
I used to get so mad at that shit. I rolled my ankle a lot on that fucking deployment. I have a bunch. I always get the reminders on my Snapchat because I used to take pictures of it and send it to people, like my whole ankle being purple and shit. Mm-hmm. Never missed any work for it, though.
Yeah, the worst I rolled my ankle playing basketball in the military wasn't basic. Not basic. Tech school. We were playing at Camp Bullis. Or not, Camp Bullis?
Yeah, with the outdoor court with the overhang.
And we were playing in our boots. And,
fuck that.
And it was so bad that I had to, like, my roommate saw it, who was because I got stuck with like somebody from a different time, so it was like his first weekend.
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, I should tell somebody. I was like, if you fuck me up leaving, I will fight you today. I have like 3 weeks left, dog. I'm not gonna go turn myself in to be arrested, to be held back. Like, I'm making it through this dumbass training.
Yeah. I never played a game there because I didn't want to get hurt, but they had that one rim that was like kind of bent down so like people could dunk on it.
Yeah.
And I grabbed the ball and I went to go do it once in my boots, and I dunked in my boots once, and I was like, ooh, I think I can like throw down a tomahawk on this thing.
Yeah.
And then I went to go do it again, and there was this other kid, this fucking little weasel of a fucking kid. He went up and like contested my dunk. And so like I missed, but when we jumped, he like smacked into me. Like we were playing like football or something, so I just like lost the ball, and he was laughing. He goes, oh, I guess you can't make a dunk on me. I was like, you fouled me.
Right.
Like I'm gonna go shoot my 2 and I win.
Yeah.
Like you didn't get up on me there, bro. You fucking ran into me. It's not football.
Right.
Like you smacked into my stomach with your elbow.
Yeah, these days I try to be as least physical in a game because I'm just not trying to.
The only time I think, even when we were in Qatar, the only time I ever got like real physical in a game is if I was playing against someone that was like a high motor, I guess.
Yeah.
That was like being real try hard. I did it once against Jeff Coate.
He's the
And I was
worst.
like boxing him. I was fucking boxing him out, and he like tried to go around me, and I like kept stepping in front of him, and he couldn't get around me. And then we played against each other for like 5 possessions, and then he came up to me, and goes, "Hey man, let's take it back a notch. I don't want to run this hard anymore." I was like, "Fucking deal, bro. You're sweating all over my shirt."
Yeah.
I remember playing that game. I kept wiping my hand because I put my hand on him to play defense on him, and I would just fucking slip all around like a fucking slip and slide. He was like a seal.
I remember-
And then I would wipe my fucking hand on my belly, and I had a fucking sweat stain on my stomach like I had a giant happy trail.
They had to dry the ball after he like.
Every time he touched it.
Yeah.
Every time he fucking touched it.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, just put a fucking shirt on.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why you're playing shirtless, sweating like that anyways. Like, bro could have ran and like slip and slid on the fucking court the entirety of the court.
I've learned in my days of basketball to bring extra shirts and extra socks.
Extra shirts, extra socks, and every now and then extra pair of shoes, depending on how old your fucking hooping shoes are.
Yeah. I got the Kyries.
Yeah, I think I had the Kyries too, the ones that I sold, the Chalmers, the red ones.
Yeah.
Those ones were nice. I wish they fit me better.
Rest in peace to our friendship.
Yeah, rest in peace, dude. The guy was cool. Little,
But one day he just ghosted.
just ghosted, man. Happens a lot to us for some reason.
Yeah. Hey, we're gonna come visit. No comment.
Yeah, no.
No, you're really gonna come visit?
Radio
Oh,
fucking silence, dude. Oh, you're actually gonna come see me? Nah, I'm good.
50 cal firing.
50 cal firing, dude.
Yeah.
Every time.
Every time.
Every time. I did have one other thing that I thought was kind of funny. So Avatar, there's a rumor that they're going to be recasting Azula
Hilarious.
because the actress put on a bunch of weight.
Wow.
And I thought she did a fine job. Like, she wasn't... I guess her trio of friends was probably the worst casting in the whole movie.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone else I thought they hit pretty well on.
Pretty decent.
Like, it wasn't like 100% hit rate on everybody, but like... I'm okay with everybody except for her little group of friends.
The funniest thing about Sokka is that he is funnier making TikToks about his character than the comedy that is written for his character in the show.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And I was like, he's making more jokes about Sokka off screen.
Yeah,
Than they
yeah.
did
His
in real
character,
life.
he's the actor is actually pretty funny on TikTok. My favorite one was him talking to the guy that played Aang, and they were like, "Oh, who's your favorite style of bending?" And he's like, "I think water's like the coolest." And he's like, "What do you mean? What about air?" He's like, "Where's your homies at?"
Oh, because I borrowed your HBO. There's this new anime that it's this dude. I think he's a cyborg ninja, but he's like living with his family.
Okay.
Like he's like, hey, I'm out of the game. I got a wife and a kid. And you see the episodes on TikTok, straight fire, murder, bloodshed. Like, and I'm like, dude, I can't find this like on Crunchy. I can't find and then I was on HBO finishing that series, and that's where that anime lives.
Oh, it's an HBO exclusive, huh?
Yeah, and then an HBO exclusive the next day is there's an old Adult Swim show called Death Clock.
Okay.
Well, Metalocalypse. Based
all
off the
right.
Death Clock. Silly TV show about hardcore metal band.
Yeah.
I watched it along with like Aqua Teen Hunger Force, like all those shows. I would just have that Adult Swim on because that's
Yeah.
Family Guy from 10.
What was the one? It was like Birdman.
Harvey Birdman.
Attorney at Law,
I own that on Blu-ray.
That's hilarious.
That's one of my favorite TV series.
That's decent.
So
I never watched it like front to back, but it was just always on Adult Swim.
It's so funny because like it's just I just think it's so funny because Stephen Colbert is the boss, and it's just utterly ridiculous. But in that time frame, like it'd be like Family Guy from like 9 to 10, American Dad from 10 to 11, and then they would play like all the Adult Swim classics. But essentially years ago, this is probably still in the military, they came out with, no, it was probably before then. It was probably like 2012 or 13. They came out with a musical to tie into the ending of the show, but then they left it on a cliffhanger. And now, finally, on April 5th, they're having the finale of the show come out. So after about 20 years, I'd say 15 years. After about 15 years, they're finally ending the show, and it's going to be available on HBO Max the next day.
Interesting.
So pretty pumped about that.
That'll be pretty cool.
And then they just added Yu Yu Hakusho seasons 1 and 2 to Netflix.
I saw that. I think the dogs are still watching One Piece right now.
So I'm just falling asleep to Yu Yu.
Nice. Yu's pretty good.
I watched the live action series. I don't know if there's going to be a second season.
Yeah.
But they basically, because right now I'm at the point where he just finished his training with Genkai, and then he has to fight all those motherfuckers in the castle. Mm-hmm. Those motherfuckers in the castle aren't even in the first season at all in the live action.
Yeah, you told me they like skipped the whole tournament, didn't they?
So essentially, the guy that Yusuke has to fight in the tournament at the very end, the big fucking Yaku, there is a series with him where he has to go rescue Hiei's sister. They don't know if she's there, but they go to rescue his sister. They beat him, and then he comes back like a couple weeks later, and he's like, "That was only 20% of my power, bitch. You need to get stronger." And then Yusuke's like, what if I don't want to fight you?" He's like, "I'll just kill your family." Essentially.
How did they do in the live action? Because they had that little egg.
It just there's no egg.
What the fuck?
So like,
I don't think I'm ever gonna watch
the live action's like dead, alive again. No fire that almost killed him. No Genkai training, essentially. And then they meet those two brothers, and then it's like the end of the episode. And then they have the little bugs fly in who like possess people.
Yeah.
But that's all season 1, so they're like doing it in like a back-ass order.
I hate that.
And I just don't understand why. But I will say the kid they picked to play Yusuke does an excellent job.
Yeah, good casting then.
He's got the mannerisms, the motions, the hands in the pockets, the sulking, the "hey, I'm a girl, I don't give a fuck" attitude. Great, but the overall plot and writing, not great.
Not great. Okay.
And Kuwabara's not a ginger; he's a blonde guy, so
huge L for your community.
Huge L.
Everyone's taking your guys' roles, huh?
Yeah.
The blacks, the whites,
everybody.
You
see Shane Gillis's bit. He's like, when you become Republican, he's like when you're 20 and 30, and then he's like, you don't always mean. It's not like when you graduate high school, you're always like, I just don't give a fuck about anything. He's like, no, it's not like that. You eventually just become older, where you're just like, a lot of black people in commercials these days. And you're like, oh shoot, I shouldn't have said that. and then he's like, mermaid should be white. And then everyone's like laughing, and then he's like, they are. But that was one of the newer bits I saw from Shane Gillis.
Should be white.
Yeah, and he's like, you don't mean to become a Republican, you just do.
I love that shit. There is a lot of that now. It's the Cleopatra thing got roasted to no end on Netflix because they're like, oh, the true Cleopatra was a black woman. Blah 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 blah. She was Greek in origin.
Right. The Tom Score just showed a promo too of a guy. He just came out with a special on YouTube, but the joke that I heard was so funny. He's talking about he's like, it's not that we don't like the hand jobs, it's the hand we don't like. He's like, I work construction my whole life, so you gotta grip it and rip it. That's why I make my wife shovel snow. and I'm just like, dude, because he's like, they get these little dainty hands. Like, no, you gotta really pull on it. You know, he's like, I've been doing this for 20 years with construction worker hands. And
that's one of my favorite bits that Segura has. He's talking about like when you first start fucking your girl versus like you've been with her for a few years, and he's like, after you when you first start fucking her, you're like real gentle with her and you don't want to do anything crazy. And he's like, and then 3 years later, you're like, hey, I want you to tug on my ball bag like you're trying to start a lawnmower.
And she's like, I'll do that.
Yeah. He's like, you just gotta, he's like, you just gotta ask for it and they'll fucking do it.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. And it's true too.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah. Because, I mean, unless you're married, if you say that to a chick, she'd be like, you're fucking weird. I'm out of here.
Yeah. I've gotten a couple weird looks asking for him to do things. I had a weird stage in my life where I'd get real drunk and fuck randos and ask them to tell me they loved me.
Tell me you love me.
Yeah, I might have had some weird fucked up shit in my head at that point in my life.
Yeah.
I don't do that so often anymore.
I hope not.
Yeah, that was funny. Most that 90% of them were down. They would just say it,
Right.
and I was like, sweet. I guess I needed that.
Thanks.
I needed a little validation.
I'm here.
Yeah.
But yeah, good pod.
Yeah, good pod. Son Goku. Happy birthday, Dave.
Happy birthday, Dave. JJ Watt.
Dave and JJ.